happy to share now a book which inspires me. Walking alongside a bookstore in Washington, it came to my eyes. The name of the book and the title of the book is Conquer Worry and Anxiety by Dr. Daniel Amen. From the moment I opened Conquer Worry and Anxiety, I felt like Dr. Amen was speaking directly to myself. As someone who has battled relentless, his anxiety, his words were lifeline, raw, compassionate, and profoundly hopeful. This isn't just another self help book, it's really a revolutionary guide to rewiring your brain for peace. I gave it sudden to a friend, and she told me then, after reading it, that she cried reading these patient stories because they mirrored her own struggles, racing thoughts, sleepless nights, the suffocating grip of fear. But then, page by page, he handed her the tools to break free. His blend of neuroscience, spirituality, and practical steps made me believe healing is possible. And her too. By the end um, of my reading, I wasn't just reading, I was transforming. If anxiety has ever stolen your joy, this book is your battle plan to take it back. Dr. Daniel Amen is a renowned psychiatrist, neuroscientist, and brain health pioneer who has dedicated his life to understanding the mind. Growing up in a chaotic household with a father who struggled with addiction, Amen witnessed firsthand how mental health can shape a life. This pain fueled his mission to heal brains, rather than just mask symptoms. He founded the Amen Clinics, where he uses SPECT imaging to study brain activity, proving that anxiety isn't all in your head, it's rooted in biology. A best-selling author and TEDx speaker, he merges cutting-edge science with deep empathy, making complex concepts accessible. His passion? Helping people reclaim their brains and lives. Why has he written this book? I mean, he has a lot to do with his hospital and his patients, but he wrote it after decades of treating patients trapped in cycles of fear. He noticed that traditional therapies often fail to address the physical brain, leaving sufferers stuck. Frustrated by the take pill and hope approach, he sought to expose the real cause of anxiety, from inflammation to trauma, and offer a natural science-backed solution. His own struggles with stress and witnessing patients' breakthroughs inspired this book. It's not just theory, it's a roadmap born from clinical triumphs. He wrote it to scream, anxiety isn't your fault, but healing is your choice and responsibility. His essence from this book is anxiety is a brain problem, not a life sentence. And with the right tools, you can rewire your mind for calm and courage. By reading this book, I want to give you 7 tips from the book. So, first, your brain is always listening. Negative self talk physically damages neural pathways. Replace it with truth and positive ones. Kill the ants, and N stands for automatic negative thoughts. Write them down, challenge them, and reframe them. And it must be on a regular basis. And hear your gut. Anxiety often starts in the microbiome. Eat probiotic rich foods. Try the 5-5-5 rule. When panic hits, name 5 things you see, 5 sounds, and 5 movements. And, if possible, good and positive ones, not the negative ones, please. Omega 3s are an anxiety enemy. Boost fish oil intake to reduce brain inflammation. And sleep is non negotiable. Poor sleep spikes worry. Prioritize 7 to 8 hours nightly. And focus on what you want, not what you fear. Your brain moves towards its dominant thought. So, Conquer Worry and Anxiety is a helpful manifesto blending brain science and soul deep wisdom. Dr. Amen doesn't just diagnose, he empowers. Or finish feeling armed, understood, and ready to fight. I took 5 quotes out of the book before I read the chapter. Worry is a misuse of imagination. You aren't broken, Your brain needs care, not criticism. Anxiety lies to you. Courage is choosing to act anyway. The brain changes. Your today is not your forever. And healing begins when you stop waiting to feel ready and start believing you're worthy. So it's hard to find the right chapter to read from it, but I did my very best, and I will share now a chapter with you, reading from it. When life feels out of control, quick calming techniques. It is during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light, attributed to Aristoteles. It was 6:30 in the morning in the busy emergency room at the Walter Reed Army Medical Center in Washington. Geez, I was just putting on my white lab coat and I walked through the doors to the unit. It was my third day as an intern in the emergency room. Oh, it would be my home for the next month. Down the hall from me, a young woman was screaming. Curious, I went to see what was going on. Beth, a 40-year-old patient, was lying on a gurney with a swollen right leg. She was in obvious pain and screamed whenever anyone touched her leg. Bruce, a brand new secretary intern like me, and Wendy, the internal medicine chief president, were trying to start and in her foot. She was anxious, scared, uncooperative, and hyperventilating. A blood clot in her calf was causing the tremendous swelling. The fall was necessary, so Beth could be sent to the X-ray department for a scan that would show exactly where the clot was, allowing surgeons to operate and remove it. With each stick of the foreign needle to her swollen foot, Beth's screams became louder, and there was a lot of tension in the room. Winnie, can I try to start on that? I asked softly. Exasperated, she handed me the set. I walked around the gurney to Beth's head, established eye contact with her, and gave her a gentle smile. Hi, Beth. I'm Dr. Amon. I need you to slow down your breathing. When you breathe too quickly, all the blood vessels constrict, making it impossible for us to find vein. Breathe with me. I slowed my own breathing. Do you mind if I help you relax? I asked. I know some tricks. Okay, Beth said nervously. Look at the spot on the ceiling, I said, pointing to a spot overhead. I want you to focus on it and ignore everything else in the room. I'm going to count to 10. And as I do, let your eyes feel very heavy. Only focus on the spot and the sound of my voice. I start counting. 1, 2, 3. Let your eyes feel very heavy. 4, 5, and so on. Let your eyes close and keep them closed. Very good. I said it, Beth closed her eyes. I want you to breathe very slowly, very deeply, and only pay attention to the sound of my voice. Let your whole body relax from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet. Let your whole body feel warm, heavy, and very relaxed. Now I want you to forget about the hospital and imagine yourself in the most beautiful park you can imagine. See the park, the grass, the hillside, a gentle brook, the beautiful trees. Hear the sounds in the park, the brook flowing, the birds singing, a light breeze rustling the leaves in the trees. Smell and taste the freshness in the air. Feel the sensations in the park, a light breeze on your skin, the warmth of the sun. All the tension in the room evaporated. Now I want you to imagine a beautiful pool in the middle of the park, I continued. It is filled with special warm healing water. In your mind, sit on the edge of the pool and dangle your feet in it. Feel the warm water surround your feet. You're doing really great. Beth had gone into a deep trance. I went on. Now I know this might sound strange, but many people can actually make their blood vessels pop up if they direct their attention to them. With your feet in the pool, allow the blood vessels in your feet to pop up so that I can put an IV in one and you can get the help you need. Still allowing your mind to stay in the park and feel very relaxed. To my great surprise, the moment I made the suggestion, a vein clearly appeared on the top of Beth's swollen foot. Ah, I gently slipped the needle into the vein and attached it to the bag of the fluid. Beth, I said softly, you can stay in this deep, relaxed state as long as you need. You can go back to the park any time you want. And with that, we wheeled a now tranquil and relaxed Beth into X-ray. When your brain works right, you work right. Virtually all of us felt anxious at some point in our lives, and that's perfectly normal. How we respond during these difficult times, however, can make all the difference in the world when it comes to our overall health and well being. Unfortunately, many people self medicate with alcohol, drugs, overeating, or wasting time on social media. Although these things may give us temporary relief from feeling bad, they usually only prolong and often exacerbate the problem. As a psychotherapist, a brain imaging specialist, and the founder of Amen Clinics, which has one of the highest published success rates in treating people with complex and treatment resistant mental health issues, I can assure you that the secret to overcoming anxiety, both now and for the rest of your life, is to work on optimizing the physical functioning of your brain. Why? Because simply put, when your brain works right, you work right in every area of your life. And as the brain becomes healthier, your ability to respond to everyday stressors, problems, and challenges increases exponentially, leading to fewer bouts of anxiety and better overall physical, mental, and spiritual health. Later, I will give you some strategies that will help you better care for your brain over the long haul. But first, I want you to walk through some techniques to help you calm yourself down when you're in the midst of anxiety attack or other emotional or physical crises. Let's start by taking a closer look at how your brain and body function in a crisis. In the physics profession, we call this the fight or flight response. The secret to overcoming anxiety, both now and for the rest of your life, is to work on optimizing the physical functioning of your brain. The fight or flight stress response. The fight or flight response is hardwired into our bodies to help us survive. It is mobilized into action whenever a stressor appears, such as what happened to Beth in the emergency room. Harvard psychology professor Walter Cannon first described the fight or flight response in 1915. He said it was the body's reaction to an acute stress, harmful event, or a threat to survival, such as experiencing an earthquake or being robbed at gunpoint. Acute stress activates the sympathetic nervous system, which prepares you to either give up a fight or flee a dangerous situation. This response is triggered by the amygdala, an almond-shaped structure in the temporal lobe that is a part of the limbic or emotional brain. When you become stressed, the amygdala sends a signal to the hypothalamus and pituitary gland to secrete some hormones, ACTH called. This in turn signals the adrenal glands on the top of the kidneys too to flood the body with cortisol, adrenaline, and other chemicals to rocket you into action. So I could talk and read on, and it's super interesting to hear more about it. Because we all are sometimes in situations where stress is overwhelming us or tries to overwhelm us, and where we should stay cool and clear with our mind. And remember, this is normal. So remember, this is something of life. And have you taken away something for yourself, or has it perhaps piqued your curiosity and you're interested enough to want to read the book? Anyway, I'm happy that you were with us today because that wraps up our episode of We Empower, the weekly radio show dedicated to celebrating the strength, the resilience, and limitless potential of you, of all human around the globe. Remember, this time is a gift for you to discover new inspiration, embrace exciting insights, and find the motivation to live life to the fullest. Thank you for being part of our community. Until next time, keep shining and empowering others. Don't hesitate to get involved at any time. Call us, write us. Your voice is valued, and together we can make and we will make a difference. Together, we rise. Thank you for being here today and every time. See you all next week. Thank you.